Well, Lorenzo Victory has had an interesting life story so far, and he's out with a book filled with positive messages that hopefully will inspire and motivate. He fills us in on his story and his new book called Anything is Possible.
I am a banker, and I just retired from KeyBank, from banking after 28 years in banking. And I was an assistant vice president / branch manager. Enjoyed my career tremendously doing that, waiting on clients and working with their financial needs, and recently retired about a year ago from banking. So I have neurofibromatosis, which is a neurological disorder, and basically what that is it creates nodules and small tumors that grow along your nerve endings, and it's normally hereditary. However, in my case, it was a spontaneous mutation, and it affects 1 in about 3,500 to 4,000 cases, of births in America. And I was a lucky person that was a spontaneous mutation because nobody in my family has ever had it. The cases of people that are affected by it, it creates nodules and tumors that grow along your nerve endings, and it can create a multitude of problems, including scoliosis, hydrocephalus, which is water in the brain. And what happens then? You have to place a shunt in the brain to allow the water to drain through the body. A brain tumor, which I have had, and a number of other problems, including learning disabilities, possibly blindness, and along during the course of your life.
We'll return with more in a moment with our interview of Lorenzo Victory right here on Street Talk.
Ted and Amy's 93Q Christmas Spectacular, December 14th at Destiny.
We continue with our interview with Lorenzo Victory, author of the new book, Anything is Possible.
Probably about 3 or 4 months before I retired, I started writing positive inspirational quotes on social media. And some of my friends encouraged me, after seeing the inspirational quotes and knowing that they were my own original quotes, and saying, these are incredible quotes. You should think about compiling into some kind of book. And I just kind of laughed them off at first and said, ha ha, very funny. And they were serious. They were like, no, really, these are great quotes. You should put them into some kind of book. So I started giving it some serious thought. And, then I became ill. And, now that I was out of work completely, I decided, you know what, maybe they're right. Maybe I should put these into some kind of book. So I started becoming more serious about it and started writing. And I decided, after speaking to a couple of other people and friends of mine, that not only will I write about my positive quotes and thoughts, but why not write about my experiences and what I went through in my life, and that, I never let it stop me, and nor should anybody else. That anybody else that's facing any issues or complications or issues in their life, that, it should never stop them from doing what they want to in life, or any goal that they have in life. That, as long as they're confident and that they believe in themselves and they believe in their abilities and what they can do in life, that nothing should ever stop them from accomplishing any goal that they have in life. Because they should actually, as long as they believe in their abilities and what they can do in life, that nothing should ever stop them. Whether it's an illness or whether it's, an issue that they're facing in life, or no matter what it is, that, they should just live their life and do what they want to in life. And, I proved it, I did it, and anybody else can do it. So I decided to compile a short story about my life from when I was a child all the way up until I was an adult, and compile it and integrate it with my positive quotes. It's a short story, about 80 pages long, and call it Anything is Possible.
Now, have you always been like this? I mean, has there ever been a time in your life when you weren't as positive, or did not approach life the way that you do right now?
That's a great question, and I've been asked that by several people. And I'll tell you, my family did have a lot to do with it, like my mother and father, and, my family was very, very, very inspirational in my life to be a big support network in my life. And I think it's important to have that support network. There's temporary roadblocks, but that you can pick up and, where you left off and just continue on. When I had the brain tumor, I had a temporary roadblock. I came back from it, And then I just picked up where I left off, and I just kept going forward.
Well, I mean, it kind of sounds like you, from the experiences that you've had, though. I mean, it seems like you've kind of turned into some sort of a therapist as well. Not trained therapist, but in terms of, I think sometimes people don't need therapy per se, but they just need encouragement. And it sounds like that's more what your book is all about, is when the chips are down, to know that a lot of people have chips that are down and they continue on.
Here's the thing. The thing is that, like, I've spent time as, a big brother. I've done junior achievement for KeyBank, and there's a lot of younger people that just need to hear that. Then things are going to be okay.
Well, give me a couple instances, a couple of your quotes, or give me one that's your favorite or something like that.
You know what?
So I can kind of get a taste.
Okay, probably one of my favorite quotes is, never question your ability to overcome obstacles in your life. Question your inability to overcome these obstacles. That's probably one of my favorite quotes. And probably another one of my, another one of my favorite quotes is, no matter what you do, no matter who you are, no matter how you look, and no matter how you feel, and no matter what you think, you matter. Okay, and that's probably one of my favorite quotes for people that are not feeling great about themselves, and people that are say, hey, you know what? I mean, what about me? And what about? I mean, I have a lot of great quotes that are in my book, and actually, in some ways, I wish I wouldn't have written my book so early, because I probably have 100 quotes that I even get a chance to put in my book, but ones that I continue to post on social media. So, and ones that I'm probably going to put in a volume 2 if and when I have a volume 2. I mean, I'd love to be able to have a chance to, to write a volume 2 soon, but I'm this one my book just got released in September of this year. Actually.
So where can we find it, and give us a rundown of where we can buy a copy?
Absolutely. My website is LorenzoVictory.com. It's also available on all the major book sites like Amazon.com and Barnes & Noble. There is a couple of books called Anything is Possible, so you'll have to search it as Anything is Possible by Lorenzo Victory.
Anything is Possible is available at Amazon.com.